Welcome back to the ZeroW Podcast, where we talk about lifting, coaching, and more. You can learn more about Zero by going to www.zero.com.au. That's Zero with a W. We are also proudly sponsored by Establishment Coffee. Head to establishmentcoffee.com.au. Use the code 025 for 25% off and free shipping. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what all the cool kids say. And if you're on Spotify, hit that 5-star review. We love it. Enjoy the show now. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
We're back. We've got some exciting plans for the podcast this year too.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you were just talking about that. What was the exciting plans you
Big
mentioned
changes.
before?
Daniel, permanent guest.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some huge things in the works.
Yep.
Daniel, why don't you talk to us about it?
Well, I thought, so James was just saying before, you guys are going to start doing, was this correct? You're going to start bringing the podcast on the road. So every, once a month, you're going to be taking the podcast to a different gym or a different location and recording it there. To have new guests on board. Is that what you were saying before?
No, but that would be cool.
Oh, okay. You said you were going to start getting some new guests on board. Things that people have done, some crazy, interesting things in the world.
Bro, you're good at this.
Man, Chris Kennedy's episode has gone off.
Very good. Chris
Oh,
Kennedy's
man.
episode was fantastic.
That
Did
was
you
unreal.
actually listen to it?
Yeah, it was the
This guy, the only time he listens to it.
The
is
only podcast I've ever listened to.
when,
I've listened
when
to,
he's listened to the ones with himself.
I've
on
listened to the. I think I've been on 3 or 4 times. I've listened to 2 of them. The first one I ever did, I listened back to that. I listened to the one Rochelle was on, and I listened to another one that was on because I thought I said a lot of cheeky things I shouldn't have said. So I listened back to it. But no, that was perfectly fine. We just cut that all out.
CJ edited that one really good.
Yeah.
I listened to that one back as well, and I'm like, oh, I hope he didn't forget these parts.
Yeah. Oh, CJ, when you edit something, do you sometimes take it upon yourself to be like, I can't put that out, without being told? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
One time we let loose a little bit too hard.
But no, I did listen to Chris's episode. That was awesome. Really
I'll
good.
have to listen to the end because I had to leave 3/4 of the way through.
You know
That's
it was
coaching.
good because Daniel was like, it wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
And it's literally our longest episode we've done.
Ever.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was
I
like
think
you
so.
just started getting into the conversation and stuff like that, and I feel like it just got a bit rushed and stuff like that. But anyway, that's why you guys have got more episodes for.
Yeah. That's right. We might get him on for another one.
Oh, for sure.
Bro, I want to hear more jail stories.
More jail stories, more ayahuasca journeys.
Yeah.
The good shit.
And some powerlifting.
And you didn't get him stuck into he's got a PhD or something too, doesn't he?
He's got a master's, yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, guys.
As we were.
Yeah, welcome back. Happy New Year, like we just said. Before we get started, are you guys resolutioners? Some people think they're corny. I think they're great.
As long as they're not super specific, I think.
Yeah. Not a fan of specificity?
No, not with resolutions.
Okay.
Wait, what? Give me an example of a specific and a non-specific resolution.
I don't know. Well, for example,
Larson press.
For example, I didn't make a New Year's resolution. Well, I kind of did, but it was
Yeah.
just to be generally
Because
better.
you're in shape.
Just
the only
eat
people that
better,
set resolutions.
Eat better, sleep better.
Me.
But then I feel like there's more chance of failure if you make it super specific. You know?
Well, I'm used to it, so it's fine.
Yeah, you came in last year with the 70 hard,
Yeah.
which
bro.
was actually the
35
35 hard.
Yeah, bro, that actually I talk
Was
about
that your New Year's resolution last year? Was that
Yeah.
a year ago?
Wait, but I still talk about it to this day. I carried on so many good habits from that.
You did.
That actually was a good one.
Can't
Good
believe
one.
that was a year ago.
Oh,
Yeah. 31 hard was.
What was 31 hard? What was 70 hard?
It's meant to be 70.
75
That's a
hard.
challenge you do for 75 days, and I did it for 31 days.
What was the
You have
challenge?
to train twice a day. You have to read 10 pages from a book. You have to follow a diet plan, a certain diet plan. What else is there?
Daniel did it. You did the pumpkin challenge.
Yeah,
That's
I did
right.
one last year. The start
What's
of
the
last
pumpkin
year.
challenge?
Well, it was like
I remember that.
it was fuck. You go on the list of the things you couldn't have, but it was like easier to just have a list of things you could have. But it was like legit. It was like fucking nothing that comes in a packet. Like legitimately nothing. No soft drink, no caffeine.
Wait, did you do no soft drink?
I did no soft drink for 2 months.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, no caffeine, no soft drink for 2 months.
But he's caught back up.
Yeah.
Bro, I caught back up
Made up for
hard.
it.
Yeah, now it is like
Yeah.
3 liters of soft drink a day.
This is how you know bro drinks too much soft drink. He's talking. You know when we talk about financial decisions, his is saving money on soft drink.
Yeah, I talked about this with Rochelle. I was like trying to work it out. I was like, if I'm going through $5 a day in soft drink, it's $35 a week. How much is that a year? Yeah, I'm going through about $1,000 in soft drink a year.
Oh my
oh.
God.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you going to soda stream?
After James was trying to sell me on it.
It's really good.
Bro, game changer.
No. You need to think. Come back. How much money are you now saving on ice cream?
Would not
Considering you buy the most expensive ice cream known to mankind.
What? Why would I be saving money? I didn't say I'm not eating ice cream.
No, but you've got a creamy now.
Oh yeah, but I still eat ice cream. It just means that I can eat like twice as much now because I can eat ice cream and a creamy. Yeah, I'm not saving money just because I own a creamy. So Ninja Creamy, if anyone watching at home,
actually,
put it in there. It makes ice cream for you. You can use like low fat milk and protein and stuff like that. So you can essentially make it. It's just like a protein shake, but it's in the form of ice cream.
darling, can we go get one this
Really
week?
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, I
It's a
still drink.
game changer.
Wait, I've got a question. Have you ever used that sous vide?
Yes.
Oh, good.
How many times?
Twice.
Twice.
It's just a little bit of an effort, bro.
It's literally the opposite of it.
I know. I need it.
Just because it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. So wait, have you made a New Year's resolution?
Because the creamy does have effort involved. But keep
Ooh.
going. Yeah, have you made a resolution?
Nah, just eat a little
Just
bit
to be
better.
generally better
Yeah.
all round.
Oh, so you both have the same resolution.
Yeah, we're just trying to eat better.
I like that you
more
have.
fruit and veg.
I like that you have to
more-
wait till New Year's and you're like, we're going to generally be better now. Couldn't have made this decision last week.
Yeah, not a chance. You gotta
No.
wait till
Yeah.
the clock
Not with
ticks
my
over.
parents staying.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Too many lollies and chocolate in the house with mum and dad there.
No, just more whole foods. Yeah. As a whole
No,
food kind of-
really, like we have, and it's been really good. It's been real yummy.
Yeah.
So
And
you're gonna eat a whole pizza. a whole family feast.
No. So I'm doing it. I wanted to start early though because one of my mates is doing a challenge and it goes for 4 weeks, and the winner gets $1,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, sweet, I'll do this whole food challenge. I need a little wee kickstart. So I was like, I'm gonna start early.
But what's the challenge? Is it like a weight loss challenge or what?
I don't know. It's just a whole food challenge, and you got to upload your photos to the page within the windows of your meals. And
Oh, is it just like a random winner? Like how do they judge the winner? Is
Yeah.
it like this guy's got the most whole foods, you win $1,000?
I don't know. All I know is I'm going to be laughing when I win the $1,000.
They zoom in really far in the
Is there
background. There's a pack of
anything else?
chips and they're like, oh, you're out.
Is there anything else involved in the challenge besides eating whole foods? Like, do you have to train? Do you have to?
Nah, you just got to upload your.
Your
It's just one of
meals.
it's one of.
Worst challenge.
You really don't know, do you?
No, it's just one of my mates, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Toms20.com if you want to check it out. Give him a free plug.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, go there for the information on how it actually works.
He sent me an email and I skim read it. So
Clearly.
no, yeah, that's mine. What about you? Do you have a resolution, Tom, bro?
Nah, I just want to reprioritize a few things and get a bit like you guys, get generally better.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to reprioritize in general?
Yeah, just work stuff.
Yeah.
Just work stuff. I feel like a bit of a failure, so I want to push a bit harder to not feel as much of a failure.
Wait, what? What? Opening fucking 39 gyms makes you feel like a failure?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Should have been 50.
I'm not keeping up very well.
I
I feel like I'm dropping the ball, so I want to get back on the ball.
nice. Ah, that's a good one.
So I've actually started taking my medication, which helps.
yeah, fuck yeah, that will help. Daniel?
Nah, nothing this year. Didn't really put much thought into it.
Yeah.
You should have a goal of becoming the biggest federation of all time. Oh, never mind. Already done that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
Yeah. We can make a goal of doubling that number this year.
Sheesh.
What's the increase from the year before?
Percentage wise, it'd be like 25, 30% maybe. I think maybe. It went from like 1,100 to 1,600. Actually, it's a bit more than that. Maybe about 1,200 to 1,600, I think. So what's that? 30%.
Yeah. So aiming
Nice.
for like $2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 members would be cool. 2,000 members at APL is what we're talking about.
You know when you put out the numbers of us, the other feds,
Yeah.
I didn't actually is that just so like when I used to compete in another federation, that federation seemed like the hugest federation. Is that just slowly declined or has it always been relatively small?
Bit of both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, but the screenshot that I put up was actually the wrong numbers. So Daniel, I had asked for those numbers, and Sorry, I asked Daniel to send me, because he had shown me a spreadsheet of this stuff, but that didn't include equipped single lift.
Yeah, so if you go on open powerlifting and then you just go sort by federation, the list you're going to get is raw and wraps 3 lift only. 3 lift, bench press only, deadlift only. So if somebody's done single ply, multiply, that won't come in the list unless you select single ply, multiply. The other people that don't come in the list are people that are bombed out. So if you've had 100 competitors that year and 100 of them have bombed out, they won't come up in that list if they've competed once.
Yeah.
So those numbers it's not too far different, a little bit skewed, but I think the order that you saw was still the same, but each federation may have had like 20 or 30 more people.
Yeah.
And then obviously by the time you posted it up, by the time the end of the year happened, those numbers changed again.
Yeah. And so a lot of people jumped in my inbox when I posted that and were talking about like X federation has so many members and yada, yada, yada. That's not what that was. That was like people who have competed on open powerlifting in that year and been recorded, which is important because like there's several federations, not just in Australia, but around the world that get everyone to become members. So the membership numbers can be skewed because are they competing members or are they volunteers? Are they refs? Are they meet directors?
A membership doesn't really count. That's like being like to the Brisbane Lions, we've got 40,000 members. It's like, yeah, cool, but you've got 50 players. Like the actual membership number you have at a federation is kind of an irrelevant number. It's a matter of like how many active competitors do you have, because that's the mark of a federation. Yeah. That's the mark of a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we dive into some more APL stuff, you guys got some great... I want to ask you guys a few questions, actually. You guys got anything you're looking forward to this year?
Bridget?
Seeing my best friend in Scotland for the first time in like 5 years.
Nice.
I can't wait.
Cool.
Yeah.
You haven't heard about COVID 2?
COVID
2? Yeah, really creative. Real believable. The sequel.
The sequel.
No, that's exciting.
Yeah, very
Scotland's
exciting.
a really, really nice place. I'm excited for you guys to go.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
and to meet James's granny.
Yeah, I'm lucky. This will be my 4th time going.
Crack into some iron brews.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice. What are you looking forward to?
Looking forward to... There's a lot of stuff going on this year. It seems like it's going to be a big year. We've got obviously a lot of stuff going on with the Federation. You guys know all of that. Nationals isn't going to be in Victoria, so that's going to be pretty crazy. Looking forward to that. Personal life-wise, not too sure. Rochelle and I have been talking about going to Thailand in May.
Do it.
As soon as all the Federation's finished. Yeah, we've got a friend and he's got a couple of places there, so he keeps telling us to come over, so we're going to head on over there.
Smoke some weed, do some steroids. It's all legal, brother.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how, like, if you go to, like, Bali, isn't it, like, crazy illegal, but then you go to another country like Thailand, it's not?
Yeah, bro, and Thailand's the weed capital of the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not Amsterdam anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Yuck, no, thanks. I'm good.
Thailand's my favorite country in the world.
Whoa.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
That's big because you're well traveled.
Rude to the Philippines, but yeah.
I haven't been to the Philippines.
We'll go there.
That's why it's not a number 1 yet.
Isn't Philippines
That's
like 4th world?
Yes.
They make another category for Manila. Philippines is stunning in some places, right?
Yeah. Where I'm born is the 9th wonder city of the world.
Vegan. Nice.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
I'm excited to go to Europe, go see my auntie, or my family, like meet Bridget's best friend. So we're going to go stay with my auntie in the Netherlands for a week, then go travel, do like Germany, Belgium, France, Turkey, and then go to Scotland for a couple of weeks.
Nice. Are you going to get hair plugs?
Fuck. If I need it, probably.
Veneers?
That'll be sick. Nah, the veneers, I don't like the veneers. I could go the hair, I wouldn't mind a fresh, real tight hairline though. Like you got a good hairline.
It's crazy when you go to the airport, when you leave Turkey or whatever, and there's just like, everyone's just got like broken noses from like nose jobs, and all the dudes are wearing like those like sweatband things from hair transplants. It's just like fucking crazy. They're everywhere.
That'll be sick.
Yeah, last time I was in Turkey airport was with Meg, and we were trying to get to 10 surgeries in like the hour that we had walking around. We got to, I think, 8.
Bro, no, you know what I might get? I might get that surgery that makes you taller. You know, where they break your knees.
No.
I saw something like that on Instagram. This guy that had it done. It's pretty crazy.
It's
terrifying.
They lengthen your shin bone.
It just looks stupid though, because the rest of your body is just
Still the same.
short.
Same proportion.
Yeah,
You're just on
way.
stilts.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they can't run or anything. Like,
This guy had a really tall upper body like myself. It's just a joke.
Torso boys.
And yeah, it showed the photo of him before and after, but then it's like, because the muscle is like so stretched out, or it's not really working, like his legs were just so crazy skinny that it looked like super abnormal.
Yeah.
I think I've never seen it.
Bro, and some of them, the lengths they go to just to be a couple inches taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of these people are like 6 foot. Like, why do you need to be 6'2"?
Yeah, I don't understand the fascination with, like, I'm not overly tall. I feel like I'm just an average height.
Yeah,
But
because
I've
me and
never
you are
felt-
about the same.
Yeah, and sure. But yeah, I've never felt like being like, man, I wish I was so much taller.
Yeah, I like my height.
Yeah.
I like being short.
Yeah.
I like your height.
It doesn't bother me, eh?
All right, guys, come on. PG.
5'6". 6 foot on a good day. Yeah, who else? Who's
Thomas.
next? Tom, bro.
I'm looking forward to lots of things.
Mhm.
A few things I can't really talk about just yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to a huge Nationals. I think that Nationals is going to be unreal, and I'm kind of like my head's in the game for competing as well, so let's
go.
Really keen for that. Got some travel planned, keen for that.
Where we going?
In the early half of the year, we've got a few trips around. Like we've got the animal cage again, so we'll head over there, and then we've got to head over to Wales for their comp, and then New Zealand for their comp as well. So a little bit of bouncing back and forth there, and that'll be cool. Meg's never been to, she's never been to England, so seeing the Wales gym and doing some stuff in London and all the rest of it will be cool.
Yeah, nice.
Hopefully we get time to head up to Scotland as well.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. All right. What's your other question? What are we grateful for? Or you got more questions before that?
Nah, that was it. Just want to see what you guys are grateful for.
Gidge.
I'm grateful for lots of things.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Yeah. What did I say? We were in the car. I said I was grateful for something the other day. Oh, no, that was for refrigeration. Because we've been grocery shopping, and I was thinking about what it would have been like back in the day before electricity.
Oh, mine was going to be air conditioning. So I was actually like hanging. I was like, I've got air conditioning ready to go.
There you
So
go,
same.
refrigeration. Food lasts longer.
Yeah, air conditioning. My air conditioner in my car broke, and it's like,
Oh, and your new one?
no, my older one. I think it just needs to be regassed. It's got like a leak in it somewhere, and they regassed it like 5 years ago, and it's just run out again. So
My parents have been driving around with no aircon for like a year now. I don't know how they're doing it. It gets to like 48 degrees out in my hometown. They just drive around with the windows down.
Yeah, it's
No
fucked.
thanks.
Yeah.
Sometimes the seat cooling in my car doesn't really cool down that much, and it's really painful. So
yeah. So remind us again. How long was your car in the shop?
wait, I got it back.
Oh, yeah, you've got it back.
I got it back on New Year's Eve.
Holy shit.
He's trying to brag about his car not breaking. It's like been in the shop for 5 months.
Literally. How hard was it to fix?
I don't know. No, they apparently it took like 3 months to get the part, and it was the wrong part, so then they had to wait again.
Thank fuck. They gave you a car.
Yeah.
You almost beat me, bro.
Yeah. What are you? 8 months.
Yeah, my car was in the mechanics for 8 months.
Oh, that sucks.
What like country is your car?
Korean.
Korean.
Yeah.
Korean.
It's essentially just Hyundai.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. What am I grateful for? I am grateful for everyone taking holidays, because it meant that I kind of got a holiday.
Yeah, nice.
Worked a lot
Nice.
less, did a lot of nothing over Christmas, which was nice. Spent a lot of time in aircon. I've discovered Mario 64 speedrunning.
Oh,
Yeah?
Like you're trying it, or you're watching the videos?
I've just watched the videos at the moment, but I'm very tempted to buy an N64 and start trying.
No way, because they use those special controllers.
Yeah, buy one of them too. It's only like $150.
When they do it and they use the special controls, are they actually using a Nintendo 64, or are they doing the speed run on an emulator through your computer?
No, the good ones are using N64 and the Japanese version of the game, because they save a split second in the save box versus the US version.
Yeah, that's crazy. Heck that.
I need to watch this.
I probably won't get that serious, but I just want to start learning some of the tricks.
Where would you get your N64 from? Because I've been thinking about buying one again.
I wouldn't go that far. Look, my Switch has an N64 emulator with Mario 64, so I just play on that.
Because I want to play Ocarina of Time. I haven't
Yeah.
played that for like 20 years.
Yeah, don't get an N64, just buy a Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just download an emulator and play it on your
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah. Because then you can like fast forward through all like the really slow bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speed running would be so brutal. Imagine if you're like 30 minutes into like this absolute mental speed run and then you make like one little second slip.
That's
And
it.
you're like, cool.
Yeah. That's why it's so
gonna end my
fascinating
life.
to run. They lock in so hard. And it's
So
epic.
crazy. Yeah, I was playing Resident Evil and then I was like trying to play it really quick. And then I realized it was like a thing where it's like there's like an achievement for speedrunning it. And it was like, the achievement was like you had to finish the game in 4 hours or something. And then I'd realized I'd been playing for like 3 hours, 50 minutes and 1 second, like 3 hours, 51. And I was like right towards the end level. And I've never had such an adrenaline rush in my life where I was like, holy fuck, I have 9 minutes. And I was like shaking and I was like, this is fucking intense. Yeah. Sick.
That's how I used to feel every time I'd play the mine
Like
mine
Minesweeper.
ride on Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hectic. You don't drop at the right point. That's it. You toast.
See, I'm just a jock, meathead. I just played sport games.
Yeah.
Snooze.
Like,
Right. What are you grateful for? Sports.
Sports games.
I am grateful for.
Essex.
I've been talking about it. I'm grateful for a soda stream. That is the best. Bridget's brother and sister-in-law got me one for Christmas, and fuck, it's been getting put to the test.
It has.
Every single day because I'm a big sparkling water guy. But then if I don't
Really?
want,
I didn't know that.
but if I don't want sparkling, oh no, actually I used to drink heaps, sparkling water.
Yeah.
I used to always get like
The flavored ones.
Yeah. And then and if I don't want a sparkling water, Pepsi Max syrup, boom, so good.
It's probably a good time to say it. So anyone watching at home, head over to SodaStream, use the code 020.
Yeah.
And if the code doesn't work, just send them an email.
Yeah.
So James specifically told me about this. Did you see Meg put on a story a photo of me and some guy here, a famous dude?
Yes. Who was that?
So he's from a reality show called Selling Sunset.
That's the real estate one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got like a net worth of $50 million. He's a big deal in the States or in the reality TV world. But very, very long story short, I know his mum. So his mum told him to come train here. But his first question when he walked through the gym, he's like, "You got any sparkling water?" Sorry, bro, this isn't the Equinox Hollywood. We don't have that here. I've got regular water. But if I had a soda stream, I could have impressed him.
Yeah. Wait, have you been to Equinox?
Nah.
Oh. They're real fancy, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the rich people's gym. All right.
Let's get into the podcast then, eh?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Well,
let's
Does
start.
anyone have a quote?
Oh, yeah. Good plan.
Oh, fucking hell.
We do that.
All right, my quote. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive.
Dang.
Nice. Mine is acknowledging what you don't know is the dawning of wisdom.
Nice.
Damn.
The more you know,
That
the
one.
more you realize you don't know.
A negative mind will never give you a positive life.
Ooh.
Coming to 2025 hard.
Mm.
I like that.
I got a painting quote for you. I reckon I gotta paint this room for about $450 there, mate.
Who's that by?
That's your quote.
It's working for Bridget.
I like that. I like that one, though. You really do think outside the box. Maybe this is why APL is growing at such a fast rate. You're doing something different, brother. You're doing something different.
And back to our regular programming. What are we talking about today?
Well, let's start with the APL stuff. What's the first half of the year looking like? How many comps you got?
Chaos, bro. Absolute chaos. Nah, it's going to be really cool. So first half of the year, everything kicks off at about February 8th. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a calendar up on the website to check out for more specificity. But yeah, February 8th, I think everything kicks off. And it's something hectic, like between February 8th and May the 5th, I think it is. So it's only like about a 12-week window. I think there's like just shy of 30 competitions. So some weekends there's like 4 competitions going at once. So it's going to be pretty chaotic, and all of those are nationals qualifiers. Obviously, everything up until May 5th or May 11th. May 5th? Don't know. Check the website for further details. Everything up until about May 5th is a qualifier for nationals. So everything in the start of the year. So, 30 comps there.
So the last
Pretty
qualifying comp is the one at Nexus.
I think it is.
It
is at Nexus. Yeah. I'm not sure if there was a comp announced the weekend after. That's just why I'm a bit hesitant. I'm not sure if there was a competition on the weekend of the 11th.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's pretty much the Nexus comp is the final qualifying stuff.
Wow.
Yep.
Actually, we went to the last... You were there too, obviously. Went to the last comp, the APL comp of 2024.
Yeah, last year, Brisbane North Barbell. Yeah.
What a great comp, by the way.
Yeah, he's really efficient there. Everything's well organised and stuff like that. Yeah.
So well run, so organised.
The level of attention to detail that would have to go into organising something like that would be crazy, eh? How does he come up with all of that?
Like what?
I don't even know. Everything. I was just walking around his gym, not even paying attention to the comp stuff, looking how organised everything was.
Yeah, there was the level of organisation for one of them where in the lifters email, it was like, Jesse, you're assigned combo rack number 4 and you'll be sharing it with Jim.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Oh, yeah. So all the combo racks have a list of who can use them and whatnot.
To warm up on it. So good.
Yeah.
And then he organizes the deadlift platforms and
Yep.
in numbers of plates, right?
Yeah,
so
so
it's
you-
like 7120 or whatever.
So you only need to add your fractional plates, what are they called? Micro plates.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So 30 comps in the first, well, not even half of the year for the first,
Yeah.
up until qualifying. How does that compare to last year? More.
To be honest, it'd be a heck of a lot more. Like we've got, it almost feels like we've got about like 10 new meet directors coming on board this year, if not more. There's just, as to the actual numbers, I'm not too sure what they are, but I know it's a heck of a lot more competitions. It's all mainly down the East Coast. Like we've still only got one in South Australia. We've still only got one in Western Australia. Currently we're sitting in at no one in Tasmania. So if anyone's watching this and they want to run a meet in Tasmania, send us an email. But then, otherwise like that, just all up and down the East Coast, it's absolutely chockers. So, it's going to be good.
So at the moment, I'm assuming the biggest fit, like by state, Queensland's the biggest. How do you word it?
For
The biggest,
Like membership based? Victoria's pretty huge as well, right?
they're all quite big.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Queensland runs bigger competitions. So like a really funny fact, might mess this up a little bit, but it was like the competition at Dark Side Strength, David Wynn ran that one. Robbie's owns that gym. They had their final competition for the year. It was their Christmas Cup. They had about 60 lifters at that competition, and it was like the second biggest local competition of the state of the entire year, or even the first. I think the only things that were bigger than it were Pro Raw and USAPL Nationals, maybe.
Oh, wow.
So of local competitions, 60 lifters, that was the biggest local competition in Victoria in the entire year. Not just with APL, with any federation.
Wait, just on top of that,
I'm pretty sure.
This is no dig at all. Did USAPL have nationals last year?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're kind of defunct in Australia now.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if anyone's running it this year. I think last year was kind of the end of it.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I think getting at my point was just, they run that competition, 60 lifters, that's absolutely amazing. But it's just like in Queensland, we're so accustomed to seeing 120 lifter competitions and stuff like that. Just because, it feels like it's a lot bigger here. But I think in Victoria, there's just so many more meet directors and so many more opportunities for meets.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more oversaturated down there. So
Yeah. Because the population's so dense just in the city.
Yeah.
Whereas like here, it's like spread out between the Gold Coast all the way up into the Sunshine Coast.
So sorry to jump subjects. Last time we had you on, you mentioned, sort of teasing the idea of where Nationals was going to be. We've officially announced that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
do you want to talk a little bit more about what people can expect out of this year's Nationals?
Yeah. So, so Nationals this year is now being held at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. So last time we did the podcast, we actually had a rough idea where it was going to be, but dealing with a venue like this has been definitely a bit more involved in it. It's like we're not just piggybacking off another venue. We're not just piggybacking our competition on the back of somebody else's. So it's not like a bodybuilding comp is hiring the venue and we're piggybacking off of them. We're hiring the Melbourne Exhibition Centre ourselves and creating our own competition. So as part of that, we have to do all the contracts. We have to do everything that's involved in organising it. So there's been a bit in that. So now the plan is competition's going to go for, at the moment we have the venue booked for 3 days. So it's going to be a 3-day competition with obviously, well not obvious, but we have the potential to make it 4 days possibly if we get down that route. But we've sort of calculated that with a 3-day competition, we can host about 450 lifters. So we're going to run 2 platforms side by side. Another thing too that we didn't want to ever falter on is the idea of tiered seating. So this is another reason we ended up back at the exhibition center. So you might think exhibition center is a big laid out floor, but what the exhibition center has just adjacent to some of their other big expo halls that you've seen is it's an expo hall that's divided in the middle. So in one room, it's essentially a 450 seat or 500 or a 600, sorry, it's a 600 seat auditorium, and you can deduct the seats so you can have less seats if you want to make the room a bit bigger. So we have up to 600 seats. And then in front of those 600 seats, you're going to find 2 platforms side by side. There's going to be projectors along the wall that's projecting something. And then sort of if you picture the room, so there's a square like this, divider in the middle, seats, platform. Then if you go through the room into the other room, there is going to be like a mini expo hall. So it's about, I don't even remember, like half. Picture an exhibition hall cut in half. And inside of that, you're going to find the warm-up room smack bang in the middle. And then we're hoping to have like sponsor booths and fun things to do around the outside edge of that. So spectators this time will have the ability to watch the competition and have the ability to walk in and out of the warm-up room as they please. Now, there's going to be like a sort of like a fence or a cage around the warm-up room so that spectators aren't getting into the warm-up room to actually like sort of cause a bit of a ruckus or anything like that. So they can watch people warming up from afar. They can check out the sponsor booths. We're looking to have another sport in there as well. So we're in talks with them at the moment. That's not 100% locked in, so we're not going to announce that. But again, just trying to bring more entertainment value for people that are watching the sport or people that are doing the sport to be able to see things when they're not lifting. Outside of that,
so people can buy a ticket to come in and they can watch powerlifting, or they can go next door and watch the warm-ups or whatever else is in there. It's like one ticket gets them in and they can hang out and see whatever they want. That's pretty cool.
Yep. So one entrance is in that. So you walk in, powerlifting, theatre, next door, warm-up room, whatever else we've got going on in there at the moment.
Yeah. It's an incredible venue. Like if anyone's ever been to any of the Arnolds or the big dogs back in the day, it's not exactly in those same halls, but it's in the same venue. And everyone knows, the convention exhibition center is right smack bang in the middle of the city. There's so much more in terms of, well, not more necessarily, but there's so much in terms of where you can stay, what you can do. It's going to be hectic.
Yeah. When you think of Australia, it's definitely up there as one of the best or better venues you could definitely ask for. And that's why we definitely really pushed for it this year. So it's going to be cool. I guess my biggest concern about it, honestly, is like if we do this and it goes really well, it's like, where are we going to go from here? Where are we going to go from here? I mean, we can mimic it in other states. We'll have the opportunity to move it around for sure. But we'll see. Yeah. And prize money too. We've got prize money.
A lot. More.
Yeah, over double last year. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Roughly about that. Yeah. Don't quote me on that. Roughly about that. But yeah, it'll be the biggest prize money given away at a national competition.
How good. That's exciting.
Yeah, more prize money than we've ever given away at a single event ever, which is cool.
What's it going to be like logistically? Like,
I think so.
That's your problem, brother.
Yeah, like a fucking nightmare. Yeah. It's going to be like, it'll be all right. Yeah.
We'll work it out. We always do.
It'll look, this is like always. It's going to look like when you arrive, it's going to look glamorous, done. Everything's going to be fantastic, but it's going to be a lot of work.
I just think of all the little costs, like not little costs, but like, oh fuck, we need another iPad. Can you quickly go to the?
Oh, we broke another TV. Yeah. Every single event we've broken a TV.
What's all this Wii stuff? Can't break another TV.
But yeah, there's going to be, given that it is at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre, you got to be fast bumping in and bumping out, and like. This is another thing too that people don't realize is like, because we've hosted our competitions in Queensland before, we own a couple of gyms in Queensland, so we're able to use our equipment, travel it to the competition. Like where we host nationals from before, like Zero Southside is only a 15-minute, 20-minute drive. So it's like, oh, we can just nick back and forth. Oh, we've run out of chalk. No worries, it's a 20-minute drive. Oh, we're missing a combo. No worries, it's a 20-minute drive. Any of those sort of things are really easy. But here, we don't have that luxury. So it's like,
oh, got to buy another iPad.
Yeah, so the logistics, even like, you know, hiring the, where we've hired in the past is like, hire a truck, fill it full of as much equipment as you can, drop the equipment off, go back, fill it up, drop the equipment off, go back, fill it up, or whatever it is. We don't have that luxury either. So it's going to be like, we're going to need to hire 3 trucks and have them completely full. So it's like, as soon as you can bump in, you're going to have 3 trucks backed up. Bang, bang, bang. You're going to have to unload all of them at one go. You don't have the luxury to be like, oh, I'll just head back and fill it up. Because time is of the essence when you're using a venue like this. Like every single minute is $1, like a big dollar.
Do you, this is random, do you think you're good at this type of stuff from your shop fitting experience where everything is on a time frame? Like bumping in and out and...
No, I think when I was doing shop fitting and like project management sort of stuff like that, I think I was good at that because I liked stuff like this. I don't think I learned the skill from doing that. I think it's a sort of something that interests me. Yeah. And then I used my skill there. So it's like, yeah, my old job, we used to build supermarkets, and then our goal was to get it built faster and faster and faster. And we eventually got like
speed running.
Yeah, like it was like it would take 4 weeks, and then we got it done to like 8 days. And then it was like all of a sudden we had to then build an inside of a supermarket in 6 days. And it was like, that was exciting. So it's like, how can we do this faster? How can we push ourselves harder? So it's the same sort of thing. It's like
the dream employee.
Yeah.
Well, I can't assist with the bump in and out because I'm lifting. So
yeah, I've already thought about as soon as you said, oh, I'm thinking of competing. I'm like, this cunt.
No, one of the benefits of Melbourne, they have a really, really good, tight, like volunteer helping out sort of culture there.
Oh yeah, what Thomas was saying, yeah,
which is going to be helpful for the nightmare of setting up the competition.
So, what's the go? Like it goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
and then like I'm assuming me and Bridget are going.
Yeah.
So what, we go like Wednesday? Is the bumping going to start Wednesday, Thursday? Like, do we have a 2-day bumping or?
No, because do you want
2-hour bumping maybe?
Yeah. No, because let's just say every day extra you hire the venue, even if you want to bump in, every extra day you want to hire the venue is in the tens of thousands.
I might just compete as well, eh?
Yeah.
Come out of retirement.
No, I'd have to qualify and I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good question for anyone wondering, what are the qualifying requirements for nationals, and or where can they find that information?
If you hit the link in the bio on our Instagram, it'll take you to a landing page on the website, and all the details on how to qualify are in there. Happy to answer any questions anybody has about qualifying as soon as they've read that entire document and then read it again, and then hit me with any of your questions.
Amazing.
Yeah, because that's going to be the question you get asked the most. So, what do I need to total at this competition to qualify?
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
No, so it's just like super basically. It's like the exact same model as we've done in the past. It is a ranking system of everybody that has competed in throughout the year. It gets a little bit more complicated when you go to like upper ends of masters and juniors and stuff like that. But if you're an open competitor, like if you're an open raw drug tested competitor, it's pretty clean and easy to see where you're sort of ranked roughly. So it's like, if you're an open raw sleeve lifter and you're the 5th best in your weight class, like if you're the 5th best 100 kilo weight class lifter, you're likely to get an invite. And again, it sort of gets skewed a little bit when you go to the outer edges of the bell curve, because we need to be fair about this. So it's like, let's say for a second that you're in an obscure weight class. You're the smallest female weight class that there is, or the smallest male weight class that there is. Let's say you go in and you total 100 kilos, but you're the only lifter. Like, that's awesome, and that's great that you've totaled 100 kilos. But unfortunately, that's not going to automatically just guarantee you an invite to nationals. There's another thing too we want to look at is like, let's go to the other end of the scale, and let's say I've got the super heavyweight men's, and you're a super heavyweight male, you're one of 3, and you've totaled 400, but the weight class below you, the minimum to get in was like if you look at a ranking system and the top 30 people all totaled over 700 and you totaled 400 in the weight class above, but you happen to be the only one, you're not going to get an invite just because you're an anomaly. Mm-hmm. So this is where it gets a little bit messy as well. And I wish it was a little bit more clear than that. But I think the thing that always runs through my head when I say this to people is like, when you enter a competition, unless you're and I guess really quite advanced athletes would do it differently. But for the everyday average athlete, I guess like myself, for example, if I was looking to qualify for nationals, when I enter a competition, no way am I going to be like, oh, I'm just going to hit a 500 total and go home and hope to get to nationals. Every time I do a competition, I'm going to do the absolute best I can on that day regardless. And that's what I'm going to hope for. Like it's very rare that we're getting athletes be like, oh, I'm going to go in and just like, semi give it a half-ass go and then try to qualify for nationals. Unless you're totaling 1,000 kilos, you don't have that luxury to do that. So it's like, what I tell everyone is just like, go and do your competition, train, try and do your absolute best, which you should be anyway. Because like, some people always say like, this sport is about competing against yourself. It's about always being better. So do that. Compete against yourself. Always be better. Get the absolute biggest total you can. And then if you get invited into nationals from that, then congratulations. And if you haven't, then like at least you did your best. You set a new total. You numbers on the board. Like you've beaten yourself, and that's what it really matters.
I remember when one of the boys did that here, 2022. He just put up the most token total. And then got upset when he didn't get invited. He's one of my mates, so like I won't say his name, but
tell me after because I'm having a blank.
Oh, but he literally did the most token total you can do, and I was like, bro, why would you do that? I just wanted to qualify for nationals, but couldn't you have lifted more during training in the week?
I think it's hard in powerlifting because like we've always done states and it doesn't mean anything. Like it's the Queensland State Championships, but it's actually not. It's not about who's the best in the state. And so I think a lot of people take that mindset to nationals and they're just like, oh, it's just a big competition. No, it's finding out who's the best in the country.
Yeah.
And so like you can't go in with a subpar total and expect and be dirty that you didn't get an invite or you didn't get it, you weren't good enough to go to nationals. It's just a thing you take on the chin and go, okay, well, I need to go back to the drawing board, work harder, get better so I can get to this level where I'm worthy of competing at nationals.
Yeah. And we would love to have an opportunity for everyone to go to a national event. We absolutely would. But, like I wouldn't start kicking a footy on the weekend and be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be in the AFL next month. Like it's just not,
It is weird. That's the weird thing about powerlifting though, because it is such a low barrier to entry sport. You get to compete alongside the best of the best. If that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like you get to go to a comp and you get to go to Valhalla as a new person in the sport and lift next to Lilley Riley. You get to lift next to Theo and you might have just started. You don't get to do that in any other sport. Like you said, you can't dribble a basketball tomorrow and go, oh, I'm going to go play basketball with LeBron James this weekend. So it's a little bit different. That's why people are, I don't know how to explain it.
No, that made perfect sense.
Yeah. That's why we're trying to grow nationals. That's why we're trying to make it a bigger and bigger event because we understand the federation is growing, and as a response, that's why nationals is growing. That's why we're trying to put up 450 entries this year. And it's like, you could argue the fact and be like, oh, you're just making it too accessible for everybody. But it's like, well, if you're looking at a ratio comparative to other federations, we're not really making it easy for everybody. And a lot of that is there's a lot of that 450 is made up by masters, juniors and stuff like that. So actual open lifters that are going to the event, it might only be like 220 of them.
I think that's the other thing is like with the multiple divisions and categories, it actually becomes multiple competitions in one. It's like even as far as just like tested and untested, it's 450 lifters, but really they're two completely separate competitions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We were talking just before we started about the drug testing side of things, and I know that you made a post recently about the drug tested side of things. So, James, you were saying we should call everyone out that's been tested with that.
Pull out my list.
I did say that.
What can you rattle off some of the stats off the top of your head? Like how many?
Rattle off some names.
People. I was like, what? How's that different?
How many tests were conducted in 2024?
Yeah, so around just over 170 tests were conducted last year. So 170 tests were conducted by APL, and all of those tests were processed at WADA-approved laboratories. So, I'm pretty confident on this, but pretty sure WADA's main laboratory they use in the US is the main laboratory we use to process our tests. So, you're getting the same results. Yeah.
How many out of those 170 tests? How many came back positive?
It was about 5 or 6. The actual number someone's going to be like, it's in the statistics we wrote on the Instagram, but I think it was around 5 or 6. And then someone could bring the argument of being like, oh, well, you've only permanently banned a couple of people this year, but you got to remember some people do also test positive for substances that don't elicit a lifetime ban. Some people also test positive for some substances that can get retrospective therapeutic use exemptions for. So it's like if I test somebody that's on a
ADHD
medication, yeah, it's a very common one. Hey, you've tested positive. Well, I've been on it for 5 years. Here's this and this from my psychiatrist. No problem. Thanks. All good. Congratulations. Continue on competing. But if it's like, oh, I've tested positive for Tren, it's like, or anabolics, it's like, oh, okay, well, guess what? You're banned forever.
My psychiatrist recommended I take Tren.
Psychiatrist recommended the opposite.
So let's say somebody who does get tested positive for ADHD medication, and obviously they get a therapeutic exemption, whatever.
Yeah.
Why would something like ADHD medication potentially benefit you in powerlifting?
Thomas can probably fill this one better than I can.
Yeah, I mean, like they're stimulant based, so it's like, and they're definitely going to increase focus. So you could argue to some degree that's going to impact performance, but I think that's a relatively weak argument.
Yeah, okay.
Would it be wrong to say that most of the stuff on the WADA list is? No, that'd be wrong. A lot of the stuff on the WADA list is just stuff that's like technically, correct me if I'm wrong here, but by law, you shouldn't be taking that medication if it's not prescribed to you anyway.
Yeah. Like if you get pulled over and they drug test you, you lose your license. And
yeah, okay. So yeah, a lot of that stuff on there is substances like that. I guess it's like things that affect you neurologically. Is that the right words you would use?
Yeah, and a lot of those substances fall into in-competition testing, which we don't do either at APL. As in, if you look at the banned substance list, the APL banned substance list is based on the WADA banned substance list. The WADA banned substance list has an in-competition test panel. So like if you're a shooter and you're taking beta blockers, that's a significant advantage. The in-competition substances are kind of irrelevant for strength sports, so we don't test for them. But like something like Ritalin or dexamphetamine or whatever, I think you'll find that there's a lot more research suggesting that caffeine's a more potent performance enhancer than those kind of substances. I might be wrong on that. I'm not an expert by any means.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool.
So what Tom was just explaining is like, the actual panel of what we test for differs very, very slightly from what an in-competition wider panel would be testing for, because it's very, very minor things, like Thomas just said, beta blockers. And then the other main one is just like weed. Like we don't test for it. Like, man, nobody is getting a performance enhancement from that. It's not on the things that we don't test for are not on our banned substance list. That's probably an easier way to say it. So it's not like, for anyone that's watching, be like, oh my God, they're not testing for this, and this. You can read our banned substance list and see exactly what we test for. Things that aren't on there, marijuana, things like that, these aren't on our banned substance list, and you can see that's why we don't test for them.
Yeah, so things like marijuana, Tren, test. Like, good.
Yeah.
It's funny. And I posted this on my story recently. So if you go on the IPF website, you can bring up their current sanctions, like all the people that have been banned or are serving bans, and they've got like a disappointingly low amount of lifetime bans, like 30 or something from the 70s to now.
That's what I mean.
That they've banned. And then on the current ban list, there's people with like longer bans for small things than there are for people taking Tren.
Yeah, it blew me away a little bit reading that list, and that list is accessible to just online, of how such a small amount of people they have caught. And then again, you could use the argument we've done 170 tests and caught only 5 people. But we're one federation in a very small country of powerlifters. Like, you can imagine, like, this is supposed to be like something like that's the biggest federation in the world. You think it's crazy, but yeah. But ending someone for 4 years for taking Tren, like, bro, in my opinion, if you take Tren, you should be not allowed to compete in a drug tested federation.
It's crazy.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, sorry, I was interrupting. Keep going.
No, you go.
Oh, I was going to say, it's crazy that someone like Yuri Balkin can just go back and put himself back in the IPF in the testing pool and things like that. It's like bro got banned and then went and totaled 1 million kilos.
Yeah.
In all these other federations, and he can go back.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And that's why we have it at APL. It's like if you get caught taking an anabolic, you're banned for life from the entire federation.
Yeah.
There's not like you got busted. Oh, no worries, go and compete in the untested side of it. It's like you've cheated, you're out.
That's what I mean.
Out.
Could you imagine going to an IPF comp and seeing Ben Pollock and Yuri Belkin there?
It'd be sick.
But they're welcome to go back there.
Yeah.
Which is silly.
I don't know if they'd be welcomed, like they're allowed to. I don't know if anyone would look at it and be like, oh yeah, this is sick. Besides us, maybe.
Yeah, we'd be like, this is so cool.
Yeah, I've had this discussion, I don't want to say argument, with people a lot on the internet around, my perspective is, because WADA testing is unique in the sense that, WADA officials will come to the event. They're using that dual lock system, that patented system on those bottles. So people will say, like, that's the gold standard of drug testing. I'm like, well, it's the gold standard of collection, but I think the gold standard of drug testing involves actually doing some testing. Like, what good is the perfect test if you never do it?
Yeah.
I think it's really important that you uphold frequent testing and testing that's robust, and like the fact that that through APL we're using a lab that WADA uses is a fantastic start to that.
Yeah, and I would have to completely agree. There's no way I could never argue. Like if you said, do you want WADA to do all your testing from now on for the rest of the days? Choose that in a heartbeat. Absolutely. But if they turned around and said, oh, okay, well, WADA can do all of your testing and they're going to do 1/10 of the amount of tests you do now, the answer is no way, Jose. That's the avenue we're going at. Yeah.
That's why US APL left the IPF or got into all that hot water with the IPF in the first place. And I mean, it's crazy to think that even with the perfect testing, there's still people out there using Whizzinator.
Yeah.
Do you know what a Whizzinator is?
I don't. What's a Whizzinator?
It's a fake dick.
Yeah.
You got like a bladder of piss under your arm to keep it warm, and then like a tube that runs down through this fake dick that you whip out.
People really do that?
Yeah.
We got told when we were in the States, we got told a story by someone who was ex-IPF that did it for like a junior regionals, not even a national.
Oh my God.
He wanted to use it, but he didn't have enough time to get the Whizzinator ready. So he failed.
He asked if he could. He's like, can I go back up to my hotel room?
Yeah.
So he could grab his Whizzinator.
Man, it's crazy how like the IPF is, everybody who competes in the IPF and is a fan of drug-free sport, and they've got such an elitist mindset about keeping the sport drug-free. They do a pretty terrible job at executing these like testing protocols and things like that.
And it's legit just money.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a cost thing.
It's a cost thing.
How many tests do you reckon were done in New Zealand in the IPF?
I know how many were done.
Oh, how many?
11.
That's what I mean. Like
no. 11 were conducted on NZPF lifters, but only 2 of them were done in New Zealand. So the other 9 were at international comps. So for 800 plus lifters in 2024, there were 2 tests.
See, bro, we have a Queensland States here with 150. We get more people tested at one competition.
Exactly. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I think it's great that people in the IPF are like, yeah, drug-free sport and we believe in the testing. I think that's fantastic. The issue is then when you go attack other federations, when you go say their testing is subpar or their A, you don't know what you're talking about, but B, it's like, again, what's better? 100 tests without the perfect WADA-approved approach or 2 tests? The answer's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's sad because a lot of the people here that would train, under our roof, they compete in that federation because they want to go to Worlds.
Yeah, and that's completely fair.
Yeah, and that's a cool goal. It's like, sweet, IPF Worlds. But like they don't realize that, everything else is kind of shonky.
The other thing to consider, and again, this isn't meant to be an IPF bashing thing. It's more about...
I'm a huge fan of the IPF.
Yeah, it's more about WADA. Yeah, you always put it on out there. It's more about WADA and how they do the testing. It's like, you think New Zealand is one of the most prominent countries in IPF powerlifting. 800 plus lifters has 2 tests. What do you think is going on in the less developed countries? You think they're testing more? Like when you've got some guy rocking up to Worlds from Uzbekistan, you think he's been natural all year?
Yeah. I just because you said I played out there, I don't want to, because some people have said that we bash other federations or whatever previously. We play IPF powerlifting on our TVs for the gym to watch. Like I'm actually a huge fan of the IPF.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of when I watch
We've
powerlifting.
never bashed other federations. I bash Wilkes.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? That some people will be like, oh, that's just because they're APL. It's like, nah, it's not because of that.
Yeah, like when you look at something like IPF Worlds, those lifters, like those people that are going there are phenomenal athletes. Like you can't fault them one bit. I just think that's just like I think the product that they offer and the product that we offer are two very different things.
Mm-hmm.
I think, it's just when I compare, like IPF, like APA, far out. When I compare APL to other federations in Australia, I think we just offer a different product.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think that's what the difference is. So they want to do things their way, and a lot of the stuff is great, and a lot of the stuff I highly disagree with. I think a lot of the stuff they do, I think I disagree with. But then so it's like, so we try to do things our way. So, and that's the difference, really.
Yeah. The thing I always come back to is, there's a lot of great people in IPF federations that I know all around the world, like running competitions or even involved at the federation level. They are handed down the rule set from a higher power, and they're kind of locked into that rule set. Because I talk to IPF people all the time. They're like, yeah, we hate Article 14, or we hate this aspect of the IPF. But they're good people, and as a result, they attract other people and they run good meets. So yeah, it's nothing to do with bashing federations.
Yeah.
More what we were just talking about is the reality of how drug testing works.
Yeah, and that's what this started all. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, you're right. This is what started it all. Is we were just talking about the amount of tests that are conducted.
Mm. All right, we've kind of chewed through an hour. That's quick.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Same.
Go do your call. Well, we'll cut it there. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, Daniel.
Appreciate
you don't need to say thank you. I'm a host now.
Host.
This is your podcast.
You're running the podcast.
Hostest with the mostest.
Yeah.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the ZeroW Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, @0_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.